What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share this video with your crew, because what we're about to talk about is setting South Africa on fire. The streets are buzzing, the townships are talking, and the tension is thick enough to slice with a knife. Operation Dudula is back in the headlines, and this time, they're taking aim not just at undocumented migrants, but at informal traders themselves, accusing them of everything from stealing local jobs to, unbelievably, even of a bad odor. Yes, you heard that right. In 2025, we're having conversations about the smell of desperation, poverty, and survival, but dressing it up as nationalism. For those of you who've been following this channel, you already know that Operation Dudula has been one of the most controversial, polarizing, and explosive movements in post-apartheid South Africa. Born out of frustration with the ANC's failure to deal with illegal immigration, crime, unemployment, and economic inequality, Dudula quickly grew from a fringe vigilante group to a national movement with shocking levels of grassroots support. But what started as a protest against crime and lawlessness has spiraled into what many are calling a dangerous witch hunt, fueled by populist rhetoric, frustration, and deeply embedded xenophobia. Now, the movement has shifted focus. Forget drug dens and hijacked buildings. Now, Operation Dudula has taken its battle straight to the country's bustling informal markets, where migrants, mostly Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, Malawians, and Congolese, sell everything from tomatoes to cell phone covers. These street corners have become battlegrounds. Dudula activists, draped in South African flags, chant slogans while evicting and harassing informal traders, accusing them of operating without licenses, selling subpar goods, bringing down hygiene standards, and in a bizarre twist, claiming that migrants bring bad odor into local communities. Let that sink in. We are now policing the smell of people struggling to survive. Eyewitnesses report chilling scenes from downtown Johannesburg and parts of Pretoria. Traders being chased off the streets. Goods being kicked and smashed. Makeshift stalls overturned. All while onlookers shout, cheer, or quietly look away in fear. Dudula's defenders argue that these informal traders are operating illegally, undercutting South African businesses, not paying tax, and using municipal spaces without permission. But critics, and there are many, say this is nothing more than masked xenophobia. One Zimbabwean vendor, a mother of 3 who's been selling fruit for over 7 years in South Africa, broke down in tears as her crates were flung into the road. They told me I must go. They said I smell. I have never been so humiliated, she told reporters. I pay my rent. I feed my children. I do not steal. I am not a criminal. But to them, I'm the enemy. Her story is not unique. It echoes across the country in whispered conversations and fearful glances. What's shocking is how something as vague and discriminatory as bad odor is being used as a moral justification for public harassment. This is not about hygiene. This is about dehumanization. In history, we've seen how oppressors reduce people to caricatures or stereotypes to make it easier to justify violence or exclusion. Operation Dudula's current rhetoric dangerously echoes those dark chapters. But where is the government in all of this? President Cyril Ramaphosa's administration walks a tightrope, trying to condemn xenophobia while acknowledging the very real anger of unemployed South Africans. With nearly 33% national unemployment, and youth unemployment above 60%, the pressure is real. But instead of fixing systemic issues like corruption, service delivery failures, and a broken immigration system, leaders are turning a blind eye to the street-level enforcement of public frustration. Meanwhile, law enforcement continues to play a confused, and at times complicit, role. Videos have emerged showing SAPS officers standing idly by as Dudula members harass traders. Some claim they're outnumbered. Others say they're under orders to avoid confrontation. But to many, This looks like state-sanctioned intimidation, where the line between community activism and mob justice gets blurrier every day. And let's not forget the economic implications. Informal traders play a huge role in South Africa's township economies. They feed millions, provide jobs, and keep communities alive in the absence of formal opportunities. Chasing them away doesn't just hurt migrants, it kills local economies. The ripple effect is real. Food prices go up. Unemployment worsens. Crime increases. And distrust between communities festers. There's also a moral cost. South Africa's constitution, the most progressive in the world, was built on the ashes of apartheid, with a promise that never again would anyone be discriminated against based on their origin, skin, or language. Operation Dudula's actions spit in the face of that promise. It revives the ghosts of a past many fought and died to escape. The irony is painful. The country that once welcomed liberation fighters from Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Angola, and elsewhere now turns its back on their grandchildren. And as if things couldn't get more absurd, some Dudula leaders have begun calling for mandatory smell checks and hygiene inspections in informal markets, proposals that are as impossible to enforce as they are discriminatory. What's next? Deporting people based on body odor. Arresting someone because their cooking smells unfamiliar. This isn't nation building. This is scapegoating. And it's dangerous. We must ask ourselves, who benefits from this chaos? While poor South Africans and poor migrants fight in the streets over scraps, the political elite continues to loot state resources, avoid prosecution, and live in comfort. The real criminals are not selling bananas in Hillbrow, they're attending cocktail parties in Sandton. Now more than ever, South Africa needs courageous leadership. We need real economic reform, honest dialogue, and unity, not mob justice masked as patriotism. Our future cannot be built on fear and exclusion. It must be built on justice, compassion, and opportunity for all. So the next time you see someone selling avocados on the corner, don't ask where they're from or what they smell like. Ask yourself why they're there. Ask why your government has failed both you and them. Ask who really wins when the poor are turned against the poor. That's it for today, family. If this story hit you, moved you, or made you angry, don't stay silent. Share this video. Leave a comment. Hit that like. And subscribe for more raw, unfiltered takes on what's really going on in our beloved South Africa. Let's keep talking. Let's keep questioning. And above all, let's keep demanding better. Peace.